Well, hello, and welcome to the CRM Zen Show, where we talk about all things Zoho. Tyler and I have an energy level problem today, but you know what? We're going to pick that up right now because this is episode 328, and this is my magic wand. Gracio, Filvius, Bacare, Patonium. From Zenatta Consulting, I'm Brett Martin.
And I'm Tyler Colt, and let's get right on into the show.
I don't know what's going on, but prior to the show,
It's a weird one.
the show. Oh, man. I don't know. I feel like I'm on Valium. We've got to pump it up around here. What is going on? I've never taken Valium, so I don't know how that feels. But if I did, this is what
It'd feel like this. Yes, it would feel like this.
I know. It's postpartum election depression or something. I don't know what's going on. And it doesn't even matter what candidate you voted for. I'm just happy I'm not getting 5,000 text messages every single day.
That will be nice. That will be nice.
And it doesn't matter if you report
at the end there.
Delete report junk doesn't do anything.
It doesn't do a darn thing. Yep, you just get spammed.
And an entire forest in Colorado no longer exists to pay for the paper for all the mailers that plugged up our mailboxes for the last 6 months.
Oh, I know.
Gosh darn.
Drives me nuts.
Over. Anyway, so we don't talk politics on this show, but I will tell you what. The irritation. And the TV is so nice to watch now. You know, now it's just drugs. That's all. All the political ads have been replaced with, I got itchy skin, I got rashes, I got sores. I got a cure for them. That's it. So that's all good. But you know what? Sometimes when you're depressed and you're looking at your CRM and it's a mess, you don't need a drug for that. All you need is the Zenatta CRM Health Check. Boom.
Junk data can clog up your CRM, making it harder to focus on the records that matter. Next thing you know, you've got a mountain of records to sort through, and you're not even sure where to start. This is why we created the Zenatta Health Check for Zoho CRM. This extension reads your Zoho CRM's users, leads, deals, accounts, contacts, and tasks data, and provides you with a monthly summary straight to your inbox of some of the key indicators of data quality for these core modules. With the Zenatta Health Check, you'll get notified in your monthly report whether or not you have unused Zoho CRM licenses, or if you have contacts missing email addresses, or accounts with no associated contacts. In addition, you'll get links to helpful videos and blogs from the Zenatta Resource Library showing you how you can clean up your system and keep it clean. We also include buttons on each of the core modules that let you generate your health check report whenever you need it. The Zenatta Health Check for Zoho CRM. A clean system is a better system. Download today on the Zoho Marketplace.
The news is here. Hey, Zoho Cliq 6.0 is here. It's faster. It's leaner, not meaner. We've got improved performance. Zoho Cliq is, I don't even know how. It's the Swiss Army knife of communication. You know what I mean? So basically, if you know Slack, what does Microsoft call it? Teams?
Teams, yep.
Teams, then you know Cliq. Personally, I think this app is as good as or better than a lot of them. I mean, it just does so many nice things. And we use it internally. There's just amazing things you can do with Zoho Cliq. The integrations across Zoho period are amazing. Anyway, they've made it faster, which is funny, Tyler. I never really looked at Cliq and went, wow, this is running too slow. Yeah, it
was interesting. They have one of these videos in here of Cliq loading 4.5 times faster. I've never seen Cliq load as slowly as that one on the left. So maybe this hasn't been an issue for everyone. Like mine's generally been pretty quick. Doesn't hurt to make it quicker. They want to optimize it more. I'm all for it. Really, the one here that I am excited to see them working on is the reliable calling. That is one element that we actually have had a bit of annoyance with over time. Like a lot of times internally, we've kind of switched to just calling someone on Zoom rather than via Cliq just because of connection issues, AV quality, all of that. So if some of that optimization work is going into that, I would love to see it. It looks like it is here in terms of
Yeah.
connection speed between those calls. They also mentioned video streaming, which would be like if I sent you a video, not like we are on a video call. But
Right.
hopefully they're working on video calls as well, because honestly, those are a bit rough. Couples loading time improvements for the admin page as well. Again, I've never really had an issue with that. Maybe it's by data center. I do have fiber internet, so maybe it's a little more optimized for slower connection speeds, right, to make it run a bit better. But
Yeah.
across the board, nice updates. There are as well, they didn't mention them in this article. I'm pretty sure I saw a different article where there are a couple extra AI tools that are going to be rolling out,
Nice.
particularly around some OpenAI integrations for like summarizing things that come through Click, which could definitely be a nice improvement as well.
It's one of those things. I think there's something going on. We've talked about this in the past, but with all this video and all this speed loading, I mean, that's basically cranking up the compute on your servers. And I think Zoho's been doing, I know they were buying a bunch of chips from NVIDIA and doing some stuff there as well. But Wayne was, our director of marketing was talking the other day about how he actually was on a Zoho meeting and it was perfect. So,
Nice.
and I got to think they're all running on Zoho. We've talked about in the past, but Zoho basically has their own server farms across. They only run on our own data centers that are spread out. So whatever's going on, keep it up. But anyway, congratulations to Cliq 6.0 and great application. If you are a Zoho One user, you have it in Zoho One, and you're paying for Slack, you should seriously consider migrating over because the migration is pretty slick as well.
Yeah, you basically take an export file from like a zip file that Slack gives you, you drag it into Click, and it just does the rest for you. So
just got to
pretty
make sure you
easy.
got all your users lined up by email addresses and everything
Yes.
like that.
Yeah. You need to set that up first, for
Yeah,
sure.
you get all your users in Click with their emails, and there's as long as the same number of users there, but everything comes over. Very, very nice. All right, moving on with the news. Hey, you can organize in Zoho Desk. You can now organize your knowledge-based content with accordions and tabs. You would think is a kind of a minor thing. If you don't know, an accordion, if you're watching this on YouTube, basically you've got a line, you click it, it basically opens up. So it's basically shrink and do that. And then tabs are pretty self-explanatory across the board, I would say. Huh?
Whereas the other option previously was that it would only show a list of these articles. You would click them and then it would go to a new page with just that article on it. So for like quicker FAQ style support, it is kind of nice to do this as an accordion. So nice update there, especially because you don't have to use this across the whole knowledge base. Like some things can still kick into its own page for like a long detailed article. But something like how to reset my password, a lot of that basic stuff, you can just accordion up and show it all in one page.
Yeah. Good. Nice update on Desk. Hey, and now if you are using Zoho Desk, also you have color coding for Picklist field values to enhance the visual representation. Basically, this is in CRM. It's been in a lot of different apps, but now you basically can just color code pick lists very nicely. So when you're looking at a list view, things just jump right out at you. It is a minor update, but this is really a quality of life update when looking at things. I find when you color code like this, it just certainly makes life a heck of a lot
at a glance, it's just easier to see things when they are organized this way. So definitely a nice update.
Fantastic. And moving on with the news, if you are in Desk, again, we're still sitting in Desk here, you now can stay in. API usage alerts are now a thing in Zoho Desk. So this may seem minor, but one of the complaints that people often have about Zoho is if you are using a lot of APIs and you're just going along and life's good and you've maybe built some scripts that are pulling things in, you're doing various things. And then when you run out of APIs, things just stop working. They break. By the way, if this is something that happens to you, you can actually reach out and say, Zoho, can I please get a little flag on my system that says, don't turn me off? And then you basically, they won't, but you're going to have to pay them for the overages. But here you can now set nice little alerts that say, hey, when I get to this threshold, I want to know, so I can go in and I can buy some more API credits in Zoho Desk if I've gone through that.
Yep.
So
I do
it's
like
a
as
nice,
well here that they've set this up where you can make your own. So like if you wanted one at 50%, right? Just
yep.
so that you know, like, because a lot of people will generally hover like below 50% usage. So you can start activating these as low as 50% consumption just so that you can catch something early. Where it's like, hey, normally I flow between 30 and 40. I just got a notification that I'm at 50. What's going on? So being able to set your own thresholds is really nice. You can add a ton of these as well. So if you wanted to ping from 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, and 100% usage, you can have all of those running. So really useful. I'd like to see this really in every app because like you're mentioning, when you hit those limits, it's brutal. Things don't work. Integrations start to fail. So the more that you can keep apprised of what's going on, the better.
And that's a really good point too, being able to set it low like that, like if you're only at that level, because oftentimes when you do blow through these, it's some error on the back end. Someone's done
Yeah.
something, they've created a loop, the loop's running and it's just burning through API credits. And it might be a good way to to figure it out. In a lot of cases, you probably just did something and an hour later you get this alert and you're like, uh-oh,
Yeah,
right? You can go back and fix it. So,
exactly.
righty, moving on. Small little thing, but if you are a Zoho Sprints user, which is one of Zoho's project management tools, it's very similar to Jira. It allows you to manage what is called sprint projects, where you're kind of taking things in chunks and going from one to the next, to the next, to the next. And Zoho has 4 different project management tools, so Sprints is one of them. But you can now do Zoho Writer merges. So if you've got you're working in sprints and you wanted to produce a document, perhaps just giving an overview of the current project you're working on and what you're doing, you now can do a nice merge of that sprint into a document in Zoho Writer.
Yeah, be nice.
Very, very cool. Does this exist in projects as well?
I don't think so. No.
Huh. Interesting. By the way, if you are the power of merge documents in CRM is ridiculous, the amount of things you can do. So if you're ever wondering, a lot of people will be using Panda Docs or some kind of thing and come to us and we're like, well, you can basically do this entire proposal in Zoho Writer with just the click of a button where it's pulling things from your contact, your account, your deal, putting everything together, your products list. So anyway, nice update. Always like to see these things. And moving on, hey, Zoho CRM got a major update in Wizards where you now have cross-field support with conditional rules and a back button. So I guess Wizards never had a back button, but I'm not sure that's the big one here, Tyler. It seems like the big one is this conditional rules thing that they've got going. So basically, if you're watching us on YouTube, they've got a screen here where a person's putting their name, age, phone number, that information. Then on the second screen, they're getting the address. Then when you get to the third screen in the wizard, based upon what the age was, this case, if you put I'm under 18 years of age, it's going to ask you, oh, well, we need your guardian information then. So you got to put that. So if you're building out a CRM and you're putting in this information on a person, maybe it's an insurance or whatever like that, it's going to automatically collect this information. And I think super nice that you can also, when you're in a wizard, go back, right? And do that as well. So just a pretty powerful update to Wizards.
Yeah, absolutely. Wizards, of course, are primarily used in like the creation of new records rather than updating existing ones. One nice thing I will point out with this as well is that Wizards are supported in the CRM portal. So if you had like customers that were going to submit certain types of requests or information via a portal, you could have them do it via a wizard. And having conditional logic is great for that because it makes it way easier for them. Right? Like your users are going to get used to certain things being certain ways. But for any of the client portal users, making it as simple as humanly possible has some extra benefits. So really nice update, especially if you think about how it ties into a portal implementation.
Yeah, very, very nice. Nice job, CRM team. And wrapping up, happy birthday, SalesIQ. So SalesIQ has turned 10. Man, how do you describe SalesIQ as an application, Tyler?
It's kind of like 2 parts. One is like a web visitor tracking tool. Basically, for each visitor to the site, it will give you data on what pages, how long, where'd they come from, all that good stuff. And then if you want, you can also activate it as a chat tool where your team can chat. You can have little bots that will chat with people. So kind of two parts. Now, we just use part one internally, just because we don't have the resources to man the chat tool properly. So we don't have people chatting and then not getting answers. But even just the web tracking side is really useful and does a great job kind of giving you that type of insight. So like, a number that we track is total page visitors versus how many people become leads, right? So that if we make a change on the website, we can tell like, okay, yeah, that's actually driving more people to book meetings. So really useful tool. We've been using it for quite a while. Lots of our clients use it as well, either, again, just for the tracking or as a chat platform. Really powerful application.
Sometimes late at night, Tyler, we'll just turn all the lights off, and one of my favorite screen is it has this, what do you call it? It's concentric circles go in. Yes. And the visitors will come in, it makes a noise. Someone's on the outer ring. They just came in. They go to another page. You can watch all of these people from all over the world. It has little country flags as to where they're from. So you just get this little view of your website. Look at all those people on my website getting information on Zoho. I just sit here. Maybe I'll have a cocktail. You know what I mean? I'd probably have a cigar, but can't really do it. By the way, I could do that because SalesIQ also, they didn't put it on here, but if you have Apple TV, there's an Apple TV app for SalesIQ, and it's a super nice dashboard, and I'll just throw it up here and I'll just be so proud. Anyway, you basically could do that. So I could have a cigar and a scotch and put it up outside on my Apple TV.
There you go. Sounds like a great Friday night.
I think that might get my energy level up a little bit. You know what I mean? That could help me because someone will come in. I'll go, woo, yay, a new person. Yeah, it's good. All right. Anyway, there we go. That's about all I got. Well, that's the news, Tyler. So now
it is.
Let's get on to our implementation of the week.
All right. So implementation this week comes from George and Eddie on the Zenatta team. This is essentially finalizing information in a CRM deal based on activity in Zoho Books. So in this implementation, we're working with a client who has a pretty long deal life cycle. These are not quick closes. They could take 3 to 6 months generally. And they'll use that deal to track the pipeline, right? Where are we at? What meetings have we had? What types of communications have gone back and forth? Then once it's ready to actually quote them, they'll use a Zoho Books estimate that's sent out just via the CRM, related list that's provided with that integration. The trick is that in their line of business, they'll oftentimes send multiple estimates and they can range pretty widely, right? Anywhere from, let's say, like a $5,000 estimate all the way to a $20,000 estimate. And they'll send them both of those. And so the challenge here is that when one of those estimates gets accepted and converts to a sales order, we kind of want to finalize that deal and say like, hey, we sent out a lot of estimates with a pretty wide range. Here's where it came in. And we wanted to avoid the team having to manually go and like type that number in and add any products or services that were actually selected. So what we do is essentially set up an automation such that when an estimate is accepted and converts to the sales order, we take that data and we write it back to the deal to kind of finalize all of that information without the team having to manually do it. So really just a bit of a time saver there. CRM for this client is also where people will go to provide like long-term support services against that type of engagement. And so rather than going and like finding the accepted estimate in books, they can just go to the deal and they'll know exactly what's been sold and where we're at in the fulfillment process. So kind of a nice one here, pretty simple in the world of scripts, kind of an easier one to implement, but definitely one that saves some time and make sure that everyone's always working off the same information.
Very nice. Well, speaking of the world of scripts, Tyler, let's head over to Club Zenatta and look at our code share of the week. All right, JP has got a script here, a Deluge script, where basically you're going to compose an HTML table inside of an email using a Deluge script. So basically, you've got some information in the CRM that you would like to send to someone in an email. You would like it to be in a very nice little HTML table. And this script, which is not particularly a simple script, not too horrible, actually, I guess, is going to show you how to grab that data, how to format that data, and how to drop it to an email. And this is something we do all the time. Yes?
Yep, super useful. So this could be really anything you'd like it to be. List of open tasks, list of tickets, you grab invoice data and do it like this. We've done like automated account statements this way. Once a month, we get all the people with open invoices, wrap them up in a table and send it out. So a ton of different use cases for this. And this will be a shortcut that will help you get it done. Obviously, you're going to need to go in and adjust the HTML for like your colors, your preferences, kind of anything that you want to change about the look and feel. But this does give you the core structure, which is kind of the trickiest part to get right.
Very nice. And if you don't know, Club Zenatta is our online social community where we have all of our code shares. We drop them in every single week. You get a new code share. Sometimes we put them in. Sometimes other people put them in. It looks like Captain posted one a week ago. So we've got our community posting code shares. We're posting code shares. We also have our overall general discussion. You've got your feed where you can kind of go through and see what's happening. And it is an active community. You can ask questions that maybe will end up being one of our tip videos at the end of the week. All the Zoho news is kept track of in here as well. So everything we're covering on the show, if we find something relevant, we drop it in here as well. Love to see your comments. Love to see your participation. All we ask is your email. That's all it takes to join. Pretty simple. So head over to club.zenatta.com and join our community. Love to have you. And with that, let's head over to Zenatta.com and check out our blog of the week. Well, Tyler, it appears your tip of the week is on mail merge. How funny. We were talking about mail merge. So Zoho CRM mail merge, how to do it, what you do, step by step, extremely powerful. And we've done a write-up on it. So if you say, I just really can't stand Tyler's voice, I don't want to watch the video.
Get that a lot. Yeah, I get that a lot.
Yeah. The hair, I never know what it's going to be from week to week, what it's looking like. This could be a big problem. Maybe I just want to read this instead of having to put myself through that for the sensory problems that will cause me. I mean, a lot of people, I've heard of epileptic seizures occurring during some of your
yeah, it's pretty common.
Anyway, you can read this here. So that's it. But seriously, let's head over to YouTube and talk about this mail merge video you did. So, Tyler, this is probably, so funny, earlier in the show, these things, with sprints came up with mail merge and we've talked about this. I mean, the power of this is just crazy. I mean, oftentimes when we're doing sales calls, we'll just go share our screen and we'll show the deal to the client that we're actually typing into and say, and by the way, here's how you create this proposal. We click a button and the entire proposal gets created. If then statements, it's very, very powerful. So what did you cover in this video?
Yeah, we kind of went through, we set up a deal, entered some data. I showed how to add all the merge fields, pulling from related records. So if I wanted to pull like the email of the contact in, you can do that. I show setting up a subform in here. So like a table that's going to repeat. They actually do that differently than they used to. So I had to relearn that, adding those. But so overall, nice one here. We do find a lot of times, I was talking to someone last week and, they've been using CRM for such a long time. And they offhandedly mentioned, then at this point, we open up Microsoft Word, we clone and we send them the proposal. And I was like, oh, well, we could do that as a mail merge. They just weren't aware that this was even a thing inside of the CRM. So I thought, let's make a video on that just to make sure. I think we had an old mail merge video from like 2022, but not as detailed, doesn't go through the whole process. I do kind of do a bonus here and show how to send it through Zoho Sign because that's generally what you're going to do when you do a mail merge. So we do a demo of that as well, just for good measure, so that people know exactly how to distribute the document once it's been created.
Yeah, we could probably do one of these on advanced. So this is kind of basic mail merge, which is pretty slick. I will tell you though, there is the for a lot of companies when you're trying to put your overall proposals together, the if-then statements are just extremely powerful. So what I mean by that is, let's say you are selling. Well, I'll use the world of Zoho. There are 60 plus products in Zoho, and so a person basically getting CRM and desk, and you only want to put those language specific to those two sections in there. So if on your deal you selected we're going to work with CRM and desk, when you go to merge this, it's only going to put those sections in there, right? If they are doing something with us on the Zoho finance side, then we've got a whole codicil that needs to go in there around privacy data information that doesn't need to go in otherwise. So you can really build out extensive 100-page proposals based upon, what's in the deal, what type of company they are. Basically it's just going to go look and go, well, if it's this, then put this section in. If not, then don't, right? And kind of go through that all. Extremely powerful stuff across the board. Nice tutorial.
Yeah.
Very nice.
Hope everybody finds it useful.
Very, very, very nice. And if you don't know, our YouTube channel, that's over at the YouTube, is where we keep all of the videos that we make for you. So you basically, if you're in here, all of them are here. We always at least have one CRM Zen Show, one tip of the week. Once a month, we're going to do kind of a full product tutorial on something. 3 weeks ago, we dropped one of Zoho campaigns. What do we have coming up?
Sure. Not sure off the top of my head.
It was something good. Freddie, remember?
Zoho and WordPress.
Oh, cool. Oh, yeah. Wayne's going to go through basically all the different things that normally get integrated on WordPress for a Zoho install. That's going to be a good one. That was a good idea for Wayne to come up with.
Fantastic. We've done some crazy things with Zoho and WordPress. I will tell you, we have one where you're in the CRM and you filled out all the record, you've put the images in, you've done all this kind of stuff, and you basically go send to WordPress, and it goes in and it creates the entire post and post it live, basically without ever having to go into WordPress. I mean, there's some really, really cool stuff you can do there. So that will be a fun one. Anyway, well, that's it, man. For low energy, we kind of went crazy.
We did it. We got through.
I know.
There we go.
I know. I'm gonna go take a nap now, though. I think. What about you?
Same plan.
That would be good. All right, everybody. Thank you so much for joining us on another CRM Zen Show. If you would like to talk to us, guess what? We would love to talk to you. So if you head over to Zenatta.com and in the upper right-hand corner, click on Book a Meeting, and you'll be talking to one of us in no time at all.
And on the website is also where you'll find complete episodes of the show, as well as links to all the stories we discussed today. If you want that news delivered straight to your inbox every Monday morning, be sure to subscribe to our newsletter. And last but not least, we always appreciate when you like and subscribe here on YouTube, as well as your choice of podcast app. We'll see you next Friday.
The CRM Zen Show was produced by Podcaster Zen.
All right, we did it.
We did it.
Now we can take our energy level down a little bit. Just,
have smooth jazz play us out.
Smooth jazz play us on out. All righty. Have a great weekend, everyone.